Hi, I'm Jackie Putnam and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to make a glazed meatloaf with Gouda cheese in the center of it. So my ingredients are a couple of pounds, 2 pounds of lean ground beef, Masstown Market, and we have the Dutchman's mild Gouda cheese. I picked up 2 packages because I usually use about 0.2 kgs into the recipe, and they're about $4 to $5 each for a package of the Gouda cheese that I'm going to put in the center. You're going to need onion soup mix, some Worcestershire sauce, and for spices I have a tablespoon of parsley, we have a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm going to use about a half of a sweet onion, 2 eggs, there's breadcrumbs in it. Pam is to spray the pan here. There's also milk, and the glaze will be ketchup, vinegar, brown sugar. That'll show you how we mix, and we're going to dump the meatloaf out of this pan onto parchment paper so that it's flipped up and baking in the oven. Today is kind of a stormy winter's day. The snow is coming down. We're getting close to Valentine's Day, and all 3 of my grandchildren made this beautiful Valentine's board for me. There's some homemade decoration by my youngest granddaughter. Grandsons wrote Happy Valentine's Day and made the hearts, and the grandchildren did a great job. So I have 1/3 cup of milk. I'm going to mix a couple of eggs into this. We want 4 tablespoons of ketchup. This is 1/8 of a cup, so that's 2 tablespoons. So we want 4. Whoops. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And we want 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. So we're just gonna mix this together. You wanna mix this all together. And we're gonna add in the dry ingredients, so just chop up your hamburger to mix in the milk, egg, ketchup, Worcestershire sauce mixture. To get all your liquid mixture mixed in with your lean ground beef. And so now we're going to add in the dry ingredients. So we have the breadcrumbs, and we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs. 1 package of the onion soup mix. Half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder. 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of paprika. 1 tablespoon of parsley. You want to mix this together. So you want to chop up a half of a sweet onion, or you can use like 1 whole regular onion. You want to mince up your garlic. I usually put 2 in at a time. Add this into your meatloaf mixture that we're going to stir up a little bit more. after you mix that, you want to spray your pan so that it falls out easy. You want to mix all of this in together. You want to chop open your cheese. I'm going to cut off the orange part, the wax part. So you want to remove this part. So we got the cheese chopped up into cubes. This is what we're going to put in the center of the meatloaf. We're going to mix this together with our hands now to get this all mixed in. Get all the ingredients all mixed together well. As you see, because there's some crumbs on the bottom, you want to get those mixed in. Scoop it up from the bottom and flip her over and mix it all together. Sort of like making meatballs or hamburgers. Some people prefer to use gloves, but if you have clean hands, just mix it together with your hands. You can always wash your hands. I prefer to do it this way. Sort of like even making donair meat, I do it this way too, with my hands, and just mix it all together. Because you can squeeze it and get the ingredients all through it. And there's some egg and stuff mixture I see there. So you want to mix it very well so that you have onions and garlic and all the spices evenly throughout the lean ground beef. So once you get this all mixed together, you want to put half of it into your pan here, and I sprayed it with Pam, so I'm just going to put in about half of this. We'll save the other half at the top. I think that's about a pound there. Then you kind of want to make a little area here for your cheese. Now for the glaze, you want 1/4 cup of ketchup. You want 1.5 teaspoons of vinegar. 2.5 tablespoons of brown sugar. 1/8 of a cup is 2 tablespoons, so 2.5. And then you want 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and stir that in. Mix it together. Next, just take a knife to help separate the sides. Even though we did use Pam, we want it to fall out nice and evenly. So hopefully when we flip it over, it'll come out nice and even. Easy. There we go. Next, you want to add on your sauce mixture and spread it evenly over the ground beef and on the sides. Nice glaze. So there's just a little bit more sauce here. Just add that on. It's almost like decorating a cake in a way, or painting. Just spread it all nice and evenly over the top and on the sides to get a nice glaze happening. And we're going to put this in the oven for 1 hour and 30 minutes. So this is our glazed meatloaf. with stuffed Gouda cheese in the center. So into the oven we go. The cheese is oozing out of the meatloaf. So you want to let the meatloaf sit for about 15 minutes. There's cheese oozed out on the side. It'll be tasty cheese. So we'll just let that sit for a little bit. It looks delicious. So I'm going to put the meatloaf. I'm going to use the cheese that melted out. I'll just put it on the bottom of the meatloaf, because we'll definitely use that. And then we're going to put this on top. Here, so we got the cheese on the bottom of the meatloaf. This looks a lot better. It's been sitting for about 10 minutes. We'll be able to slice it. So here we go, folks. We have our glazed meatloaf stuffed with Gouda cheese. Lean ground beef from Masstown Butcher Shop. Local beef from Millen's Farms here in Nova Scotia. Also the Gouda cheese comes from That Dutchman's Cheese in Economy. Love their cheeses. They have an amazing farm that you can tour. It's worth going to see. And for about $20, you can create a meal like this for your family. Kids may only eat one slice, adults probably two, probably feed 6 people, depends what you have on your plate. I would serve it with potatoes and peas, and I hope you enjoyed my cooking show today. I'm Jackie Putnam, the Singing Chef.